We used to call days like this back in Germany high summer, the high part of the summer, the great parts of the summer. The time of summer when there wasn't that much wind and it was always warm, but it was cool at night and one could sleep comfortably. These are indeed good days for us. We can relax a little bit and see what nature brings because it's at this time of the year not hostile to us, at least not overtly. Now, over to my left here for a little ways is a really big wasp nest, and they're not terribly friendly to me. However, they're far enough away to where they will not bother me. High summer has come, friends, but let us continue to contemplate Jesus and all that he has done and all that he is even now still doing. Let me begin by sharing a piece of scripture, and this is from Luke, the 13th chapter. It was one Sabbath that Jesus was teaching in a synagogue, and a woman was there who had been crippled by an evil spirit for 18 years, and she was completely bent over. She could not straighten up. When Jesus saw the woman, he called over to her and said, "You are now well." He placed his hands on her, and right away she stood up straight, and she praised God. Now, a man in charge of the meeting place was angry because Jesus had healed on the Sabbath. So he said to the people, "Each week has 6 days when we can work. Come and be healed on one of those days, but not on the Sabbath." To which Jesus then replied, "Are you trying to fool someone? Won't any one of you untie your ox or donkey and lead him to water on a Sabbath? Well, this woman belongs to the family of Abraham, but Satan has kept her bound for 18 years. Isn't it right to set her free on the Sabbath?" Jesus' word made his enemies ashamed. But everyone else in the crowd was happy about the wonderful things that Jesus was doing. What makes Jesus' healing actually possible? This is not a trivial question, which is why it's important to read things like Luke 13 or, for that matter, John 5, the healing at the pool of Bethesda, um, and look at what goes on and how it's done and what Jesus is actually accomplishing. Yes, he's healing people's bodies, he's healing them of their disease, and most of the time he gets into trouble with those who have their own ideas on how healing is supposed to happen, when healing is supposed to happen, and for that matter, who is supposed to do it. Jesus seems to be sidestepping that whole idea. It's not that he disagrees with the Sabbath. Don't get me wrong here. It's not that he disagrees with the Sabbath. That was never an issue. However, Jesus understands that, time on the scale of God just passes slowly. And within it, there is a more common force that does not rest. When God rested on the seventh day of creation and then hallowed that day as the Sabbath, on which we also should rest, it wasn't an act of harsh commandment. I had a day off, and you must also. No. The Sabbath, said Jesus, was made for humans, not the other way around. And within the Sabbath and within all Jesus' healings, there's still the prime force of God alive, and that force is love. Did you ever figure out, reading the Gospels as you read healing stories, and I again commend to you the 13th chapter of Luke, the story of this healing of this crippled woman. In all those stories, there is always present the force of love. St. John would write in his epistle that God is love, and those who love are of God. Those who are incapable or unwilling to love are not of God. It is important that we marvel at Jesus and his power of healing now and again, because all of those healings are acts of love. And to follow Jesus, and we've been talking about being disciples now for, I would suspect, 10 of these programs. As we are disciples, we need to understand that the prime mover and the biggest force, the greatest gift, the greatest movement forward in life are done by love. They're not done by law. They're not done by imposition. They're not done by command. They're done by the force of love. This is what makes the healings of Jesus so important. This week, contemplate moments when you know that God has healed you because somehow love found you. Ask God this week to see the power of healing and of love to be made manifest to you. To make that simpler, ask God, please show me where your love has made a difference and where that has led us. Again, pray, dear God, please show me where your love is active and how it's made a difference. Again, read the stories of any of the healings. Dear God, in this life as I walk around this world that I inhabit, show me where your love is active and show me how it is making a difference. That would be a good prayer for the week. God bless you. May your journeys be peaceful and filled with glimpses of God's holy love.